Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans of all ages, it's the biggest stage of them all. WrestleMania is here.
That's right. The lights are brighter, the stakes are higher, and the matches, they're absolutely stacked. We're breaking it down for you match by match, moment by moment.
From shocking returns to champion showdowns, this year's WrestleMania is shaping up to be one for the history books.
So buckle up, grab your title belt, and let's dive into our official WrestleMania predictions. All right, here we are, night one. First match we're going to look over, Jay versus main event, Jey Uso versus the Ring General, Gunther. Who do you got, Sadier, and why?
Yo, main event Jay all the way. Even before the Jimmy stuff, I had him winning here. I think this is his time. Yeet. Damn right. Give the yeet. I do think this is his time. I think it's time to take the belt off Gunther and let him go do other things. And that would be go after the other belt, of course. Yes. But I don't think that he needs this one anymore. He's had it for a while. He's done a very good job with it. I think you're going to see a nastier side of Gunther start to come out here. He's already been a heel, but you're going to see a nastier heel. So that's what I expect to see from this match. What about you?
Yep. I am going to go with main event Jey Uso. It's his time. Yeet. You can't keep keeping this guy down. He will not lose this match.
Yeah, I don't think so. I get that the internet didn't like this match, that the the IWC
slow build. But once they brought the brother aspect into it, it cooked.
Yeah, we're finally getting color. It actually added to the story as well. It was used in the right way. Very good. So yeah, when he came down and cut that promo after that, Jade, speaking of Jade, that promo was fire. The crowd, was that Sacramento? I think the crowd in Sacramento booing Gunther, not even letting him talk. Like Michael Cole was up there to interview him, and it was just, that crowd was fire. The heat that he has right now is unreal, actually. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I think maybe one insight that I think is maybe they wanted Gunther to look good in the international crowd.
He definitely,
They wanted to treat him good when he was international and be like, hey, once you come back to the States, we're going to pull you. We're sending Jay with a rocket.
Yeah. And they did.
But
and he killed it overseas, actually. They had a really good Europe tour. Some of the build-up of WrestleMania may have been affected by that, by them doing the Europe tour before WrestleMania, but I think we're seeing some of the dividends of that now.
So our next match, we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. And this one has a good storyline attached to it. November 22nd episode of SmackDown, Jade was found unconscious and sprawled out on a smashed windshield of a car. Everyone thought it was going to be Liv Morgan, but Elimination Chamber happens. Jade makes her triumphant return and does not go after Liv Morgan and beats the living hell out of Naomi.
Not Bianca.
Right? And then we later find out that it was Naomi all along. But I think we both agree. Who do we got? 3, 2, 1. Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Jade Cargill.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that she loses her first WrestleMania. I think she walks away out of here very quickly, by the way. Don't get up and use the bathroom during this match. You will miss it. It's going to be a squash.
100% agree. Going to be... You want to see everyone get their stuff in, but this one should just be an overall squash because I think there's a bigger story between her and Bianca to be told.
And this is just to get us there. It's just the catalyst, or the vehicle to move us forward towards that.
Our next match is for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. The champions War Raiders versus the New
Day.
The New Day. No longer with Big E. They have cast him aside and turned heel for the first time since their origins. It's funny because they started as heels, didn't get over as heels, and
changed over to the New Day. That's right.
But they're going for their 13th championship if you include the NXT tag champions that they won. So we're going to say 13 here. I'm going New Day gets their 13th title. What do you got?
I see the New Day winning as well, although I would like the War Raiders to win. I also feel this is not the match we should be watching. How about you?
Should be the SmackDown. Those SmackDown tag titles should be on this show.
There's no way they should be on SmackDown tonight. That's such a disrespect to them and the titles.
I think that's the issue with having SmackDowns on Fridays. It gets lumped in with the weekends.
For the
Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, the Big Four. You know, like they get thrown in there as
it's pre-show. SmackDown is the pre-show now. It's the pre-show.
Way before the pre-show.
Yeah, we did away with pre-shows. You know, we'll still do 3 hours of a pre-show
where we're just.
But we won't do any matches, no matches, and then we'll make SmackDown 3 hours and then give you all the matches there.
That should be on the show.
That should be on the show, right?
Definitely. All right, we both got the New Day here.
Yeah, New Day. And next up is the WWE United States Championship match. Jacob Fatu versus the champion, LA Knight. Yeah. Who you got in this one, Denbrew?
Going Jacob Fatu, the Samoan
werewolf. We're gonna pick the same all the way.
Yeah.
Except for the triple threat. I think the triple threat is where we. No, I don't know. Okay, we'll get there.
Fatal 4-way, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll see. But this one,
only way I see him losing if they're going to go a storyline with him and Solo, like fully cutting each other off, and Solo cost him this title, or Solo could help him, and he's pissed about that he wants to do it on his own. Didn't want the help, right? I can see that because he's a proud warrior and doesn't need the help from Solo, but yet Solo comes down. I'm really excited to see him in his first Mania match.
LA Knight should be moving up from this. He's done very well with the belt. He's defended it very well for the time that he's had it. I've liked what he's done with it. He needs to be going after the World Championship belt after this. The World Heavyweight. That's where he needs to go.
I want to see LA Knight on Raw. I'm hoping we have. I'm sure we'll have a draft at some point.
They always do a transfer as well. You can't say that it won't happen. It happens all the time.
He needs to get away from SmackDown for a little bit because he's been SmackDown his whole.
So you think IC?
Either IC or he could go after. Maybe he turns heel and he goes after Jay.
Okay.
Right? We don't know. Could be.
Yeah, but I definitely don't see him walking out with the strap. I definitely see him being Fatu.
Nah, but that crowd's gonna pop for him.
Oh yeah,
because they always do.
Yup.
Our next match, we got Rey Mysterio, the WWE Hall of Famer, versus El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. We all know this. We know it's Chad Gable. We know it's you, Chad. Don't try and lie to us. But if somehow, some way, they are able to get Chad Gable and El Grande Americano in the same spot where you can see them both, I'll be shocked.
So what if he comes out in a full luchador costume, like from head to toe, and you can't see him at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
R-Truth?
R-Truth?
R-Truth
gets his WrestleMania moment?
Yes.
That's
as El Grande Americano. He is the large American. Like, come on. R-Truth.
Yep.
No.
Or he's ordering something at Starbucks, a large Americano.
He's not even going to make it to WrestleMania. We know that. Right. So, unfortunately, he'll end up in Mexico probably instead of in the ring.
Yeah. Who do you got?
It's Rey, and they're going to unmask him, and it will be Chad Gable.
Yeah. That clears for me. I was going to say El Grande, but they're going to unmask him here.
Well, and he will get caught with the
steel plate.
With the steel plate, but it will be out of the ring. It won't be in the ring. Wow. So it won't be a disqualification.
And then he'll have American made out with him too, with the exception of Chad Gable. He will not be there because he is missing.
Well, that's where if they can pull that off, that spot, that would be that would be the spot right there. And
I mean, the other thing is have a backstage segment, like pop up mid-match where it's Chad Gable backstage, and everyone thinks it's live, but it's not.
But it's pre-recorded.
It's just
I like that. I like that.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Rey. It's Rey. our favorite deadbeat dad of Dom Mysterio.
He's definitely gonna pull this off, though.
My wife absolutely adores Rey Mysterio. She hates him.
No, I think it's gonna be Rey.
But yeah, Rey hits a 619 and gets the dub. Easy money.
We're gonna see an unmasked luchador though, for sure. That's what we're getting right here.
Yep.
Because everybody wants one, and it's not gonna be Rey.
Yeah, he can't let that happen, even though everyone's seen him without a mask.
Quite a few times.
Yeah.
It's Tiffy time! Next matchup is for the WWE Women's Champion. It is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Denver, who you got in this one?
I mean, is that even a question? I mean, it's Charlotte Flair.
No, it's Tiffy time!
She wins everything.
All right, if that happens, like legitimately, the fans are gonna, that crowd is going to lose their freaking mind. Charlotte has been booed every step of this way. From the minute she came back and did not even look like herself, she has been booed. She's starting to look more like herself now. That is good. But
more like herself.
Yeah, she looks more like Charlotte.
She's gonna be herself when she shows up at WrestleMania and makes Tiffany Stratton tap out to the figure 8.
I hope you're wrong. This is
I honestly hope I'm wrong too, because.
But you're going to be right.
I don't want to see Charlotte Flair as the championship, but I'm going with my head on this one and going with Charlotte Flair.
All right,
we got our first time. We're different.
I think it's Tiffy. It has to be Tiffy. Oh my, they can't take her off here. No, this would be the worst thing ever.
Maybe Becky Lynch comes back and fights Charlotte afterwards.
Yes, okay, everybody would be happy, but no, don't do it. Tiffy time, Tiffy time, Tiffy time, Tiffy time.
All right, on to our main event of night 1. We have Seth freaking Rollins, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, and CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner. So, I say to you, who do you got in this matchup?
Seth freaking Rollins.
Ooh.
I think we get a Paul Heyman turn here, a big swerve. He does pay back a favor to Rollins now, which is a weak favor, by the way, but still nonetheless a favor. And we will see Rollins walking away with this one. And then we'll finally get a little bit more of the solo stuff that we need. I think you're going to see it be that Punk and Roman go head-to-head, and Heyman asks one of them to stop because it is the other guy, and they don't. So then he goes for Rollins. That's where the swerve turn kind of comes. That's what I'm doing. If I'm, fantasy booker, that's how I'm doing this one right here. Then we can finally get the solo of Roman and, Punk, or even Punk and Rollins. One of the two. We can split it up and they can start doing their own stuff. I would like it to be more Punk Rollins going forward and let Roman go back towards some of the bloodline stuff, but I don't know if that's what they're going to do in the end. What do you think?
I am going to go with our first time main eventer, Mr. CM Punk. We'll get his debut on his WrestleMania 3 debut after his long break from the WWE. I just feel like he's got to get this W. He's not really done too much since he's returned. Like he's done. I want this Seth. I honestly, counterpoint to yours, I want the Seth Rollins stuff to end with him. I want to see him go after, maybe he goes after Jay, maybe he goes after Cena or Cody.
Him taking the belt.
I want to see him go in the title.
The belt, yeah, that would be amazing.
I want him to go in the title realm. But you got to get away from. But I could see a point where you go from here and you do a Roman Reigns CM Punk arc, because you have it started and you can kind of develop it from here
and build onto it from here, right? Yeah. That this is your seed almost to let it grow.
Mm-hmm. Because that's just starting, and we've seen Rollins and Reigns multiple times, and Reigns can't beat Rollins. So the Punk, I think Punk winning here will help him get himself back into that title push
and away from them too. Okay.
Yeah,
can
he's
see that.
definitely. I'm getting fatigued of Seth Rollins and CM Punk, even though they hate each other in real life.
Right. But they need there needs to be a bigger match there than what we've had.
Yeah.
Like the build up for that needs to be like the
and their rubber match.
Hell in the Cell. You know what I mean? Like all the way.
Yeah. I think
like,
they only had 2 matches. The one match,
right.
the PLE that Punk won, and then the second one at Raw Netflix where Roman came back and had helped Rollins win.
Right. So there's more there. There's not, that story isn't done, I feel like. But I get what you're saying. There is a bit of that's the problem with it. They haven't gave us the match with all of this build up when it should have already happened. This should be the match right here. You don't need Roman in it. Roman should be doing something else. Or maybe it's just one of those two, but they keep trying to squeeze it all in, it felt like. Some of a little bit of the problem on the build up, but I still think it's going to be an amazing night one. What about you?
Yeah, night one's going to be a fun one. This is the match that is headlining, and I think it's going to shock what happens here. I think there's going to be some sort of swerve. But I really want Punk to win. Like, I'm going with my heart here where I went with my head for Charlotte Flair.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
My head says Seth Rollins. My heart says CM Punk. So
okay.
I'm going to stick with CM Punk.
And, that's fair there.
Yeah, and that's night one.
So we had 2 that we differ on, and the rest were chalk. We'll see if that's what happens now.
Yep. All right.
And here we have the next match, Women's World Championship, the triple threat match. You have Bianca, Rhea, and Io Sky, the champion. Who you got then, bro?
I'm going to go with the person who has been underestimated this entire feud. I think she was called the Lady of the Sky, or is that Kairi Sane? I can't remember. But we're going to go with Io Sky. You know, I should know my wrestling, but, you know, we know this is the opener for night 2. And I'm going to say Io retains because they are overlooking. They are 2 women that are too focused on each other that they're going to have missteps, and Io is going to take advantage.
All right. So literally right before you hit record on this one, I was Rhea all the way. And more and more, I'm feeling that. It's Io. I feel Io. The build up for the one promo, that's what's sticking in my mind. They let her do a promo in Japanese, the whole thing, like her native tongue. It's perfect. I think she's actually going to do it. Yeah, the more I think about it now. Yeah, Io. Yeah, Bianca's going to look good. She has a feud with Jade coming right after. And anything that Rhea's in is going to be fine. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to. I mean, she continued going after this belt. She hasn't beat Io yet. So for her to win against Io in a triple threat feels kind of weak. She needs to do that on the single stage, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it can be here. The more I think about it. So yeah, Io.
All right, next on the docket is AJ Styles versus the Maverick Logan Paul. Who do you got?
The phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
I forgot.
I also do think that he does what Karrion Kross wants. I think we see a little bit more of a darker AJ Styles in this match. Logan's here to put talent over. That is what he is. He's an outsider, right? He does a very good job, but he's here to put that talent over and put good matches on. I think that's what we're going to get here with AJ Styles and Logan. How do you see it going down?
I'm going for AJ Styles. He has much more to benefit from this. Logan will be gone he won't be on Raw after Mania. He'll be gone. He'll show back up probably around Money in the Bank to be involved in that match. And then we won't see him again until SummerSlam because he's a part-timer. So
here for the PLEs. That's it.
Build AJ to have him be something with Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I think it's there.
Next, we got the Sin City street fight between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go Drew, and here's why. This entire year, Drew has been blaming everyone for his problems. And who has benefited the most from Drew having the problems? Damian Priest. Damian cashed in when Drew was being over celebratory at last year's main event, last year's Mania, and I just think Drew really needs a win and needs to move, and maybe he does a face turn, but I feel like he works better as a heel.
He's a heel,
and honestly, I haven't not liked Drew's face turn since he won the, when he turned face. So, yeah, who you got?
I mean, I'm taking Drew. I think this is a match that he needs to win. I think it's going to be a banger match. I think we're out of the ring for a lot of it. I think you're going to see a table broke. I like you. I like what you think. The reasons behind it. That's why this match is happening. I know a lot of people don't want to see this match, but I think that's why this match is happening. A year ago, literally, he came down and cashed in on him. Now, it's all Drew's fault for being able to be cashed in on, but he still was cashed in on by Damian. So that match is there. They've had a few other run-ins, and Damian's kind of come up on top of him, right? Everyone's kind of come up on top of Drew at this point, though, and this is his match to kind of get right, I feel like. So, yeah, give me Drew in the street fight, and we move on.
All right. And next up, we have the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way. Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor. I am going with Dirty Dom. And here's why. I think he's pinning Finn Balor, and obviously which leads to the turn on Finn Balor and kicking him out of the Judgment Day. Maybe we see the new member that they've been teasing for the Judgment Day, but I see a Braun Breaker spear, or maybe a penta driver.
Okay.
And then Dom somehow gets on. Obviously, it's on Finn, and Dom weasels his way in there, gets them out of the ring, and makes the pin. Like, he steals this one.
Okay, so you think Dom's gonna get the strap?
Dom's getting the Intercontinental Championship, and then we're gonna have the Judgment Day with the tag belts and the Intercontinental Championship.
And that's what they've been building for this whole time, saying they would have the gold, that it would be there, that it would be in Judgment Day. Okay.
And Finn's out.
I
don't know who the new person is, but I'm hoping that it is there because I want to see another member in Judgment Day.
Okay. If you're gonna remove Finn,
if they're removing Finn, get a new member in Judgment Day. And Judgment Day is already, once you get rid of Finn, there's no original members anymore.
Correct.
They're all gone.
It's all the new Judgment Day.
It's the new Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Well, I think Braun retains. I think this is going to be a dominant run of his. I think that they like doing that with the IC now. I think they like putting good runs on. And I actually think him and like an LA Knight would cook. I think that's who you want it on. I don't think you want LA Knight and Dirty Dom. And I think that's the logical next step with the IC belt is maybe, seeing him there. If that's where he goes, that would be really good. But yeah, Braun, he's dominant right now. I don't think he's moving up. Take the strap off of him or Braun, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Braun's moving up to the next, like, the world heavyweight. I think he's there. Let him hold on to it for about another 3 to 4 months. And yeah, just let him keep cooking with it. Penta's going to steal the show, though. Yeah. Like, Penta's going to do some of the biggest spots of this match. And I think Dom's going to be the one that eats him, actually. So.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, continuing, I see everyone winning. Like, anyone could win this match.
Oh, that's the great thing about this match. Agreed. Any of these four should be able to walk away.
Your least probable is Finn, and Finn's probably taking the pin unless Finn wins and he takes them.
I can see
I think they want to protect Penta and they want to protect Ron, so that's why Finn and Dom are here. So those two could either take the pin.
Agreed.
But I believe
100%.
it's going to be Dom stealing it and Finn getting pinned by him.
Judgment Day.
This next one, we're recording before SmackDown. So, Randy Orton lost his match for WrestleMania with Kevin Owens due to injury. So we're going to speculate and maybe decide who could be his opponent for Mania. I'm going to say he's got to have a match or a segment. I'm going to assume. Maybe it's just a segment. And he beats someone up. I think the smartest thing, I don't know if Nick Aldis is any ring shape, or if he just gives Nick Aldis another RKO, which is,
correct. I do think it's Nick Aldis. If we have a match, it's going to be Nick Aldis. They've been hinting at it quite a bit. If Nick is ready to wrestle and can wrestle, I think you get something short. But he's been taking a bunch of bumps as of late, Nick has. So I think you finally get the point where maybe you do it a little bit early in the show and then the match gets made. So there we go. Or even like a guest commentary where he keeps talking about Nick and Nick comes down to confront him. I think it's Nick Aldis.
And you could just have this be
somebody
a
else?
short match. It could be a short match. Short. They both come out. He hits him with an RKO. Done. Nick Aldis just has to sell. Boom.
This is your don't get up and use the bathroom segment if it does happen for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be quick.
Yep.
Next is our main event of night 2. The WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, the newly formed heel, who has sold his soul to The Rock to get this title shot. Who do you got, Xavier? And why?
John Cena. Because I'm strictly fanboy on this one. I have no good reason. I don't even know how he's going to win. I don't see how you have The Rock interfere. How many refs are we going to take out? How many refs are getting a bump in this one, actually? Denver? How many refs?
Over under 2.5.
2.5. Okay, yeah, I was going to say at least 3 is where I'm thinking right now. So 3 refs are being taken out. Charles Robinson will do the rundown. All right, and then he's just taking a bump right away. Just so you know, like
just
right
takes a
away.
clothesline from The Rock.
No, but he can't. That's the thing. Like, because it would be DQ.
No, so because he was never made it to the ring. He's not really the ref.
Right. Okay. So outside the ring. Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Right? He's
I don't know.
Running down and The Rock just boom.
I think you're getting a Rock. He's got to be there. I think we're getting Stone Cold. That's been the rumor. I would love to see that. I don't know how though in this match. It has 0 stipulations, but I do see Cena walking away.
Unless they
that's going to be a big build.
Unless they do the X17 in last minute no DQ match.
No, that would actually make sense that we get that tonight.
Well, now this is where Vince comes back and John Cena aligns himself with Vince McMahon.
Well, I mean, no, I don't see that happening. I can tell you that. All hell would freeze over, right? I do see, however, tonight when Cena returns to SmackDown, that something happens to the match. Maybe that would make a lot more sense because this right as it stands right now, you can't have anybody interfering. Which, again, I just don't see it. But I do see Cena winning. Who do you have?
I got your boy getting number 17 and taking that record from Ric Flair. Woo! That was a bad one.
Yeah. Woo!
There you go.
Woo! There you go.
Get that 17th championship. Get that monkey off his back. And I want him to run with this title and not lose it and retire with it.
Well, he said he's not coming back with it. He's taking it home.
He said I don't know if he's going to defend it. He's just taking it. He's gonna make it his appearance for every PLE for the next year, or until December, where we don't even have a PLE in December. So
yeah, we don't in December.
Survivor Series is the last PLE. So
I think you get a match though at Backlash. He can say what he wants, but he's gonna have to defend it.
I mean, I know they have all the marketing stuff has Randy on it.
Okay.
So somehow, if you do a triple threat with Randy has history with both these guys. You could do a one-on-one with either one of these guys.
Cena versus Randy would be amazing. Cena versus Cody would be amazing.
Cena versus Cody has his own storyline. You do a triple threat, you have the interwindings of that. Randy also hasn't won a title since he beat Bray Wyatt back at WrestleMania 33. Yeah. So there's stuff going forward that way. But, you know, Cena, I want to see, if he wins, I want to see Cena versus Punk, I want to see Cena Reigns again, because that was just a squash match.
Yeah.
That he had.
That actual match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cena versus, I want to see Cena versus Randy one-on-one.
That's why I don't think you should do triple threat.
Cena versus Gunther would be an amazing match.
Well, that should be the one who takes it in the end, if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Because whoever takes it from him needs to run with it afterwards. It doesn't need to be one of the established. Like, well, it needs to be someone taking that next step up.
You also have Cena Rollins.
Yeah.
There's just a lot that you can do
all
with
stuff,
Cena.
Yeah, but I mean, he literally gets one match a month.
Yeah, because he's not fighting on Raw, unless they're doing like some big Raw. But
unless it's at Madison Square Garden or the Netflix premiere, which we've already done, so you're not getting another one. Yeah. But I still have Cena.
And I think I've seen him mostly booked on SmackDown anyway.
Well, this is his SmackDown appearance. He's coming back.
Yeah.
He just hasn't done one, so.
But I think this is going to be a banger match. But
it's going to be killer.
I don't know how it's going to end, but Cena raising that belt would be nice to see, even though I really didn't like John Cena at all. The entire time. I was a Randy Orton fan.
Okay.
Always a Randy Orton fan. And John Cena was a thorn in my side.
Right. Well, this could be the culmination to that story then, if he gets that belt and they make that happen after. Yeah. So you should be rooting for that win for sure.
Right.
Cody, you're losing. Sorry, buddy. I like you.
All right, Cody. Cody crybabies can be on the internet.
They're not going to like us. Cody. And I mean, I like Cody. I think he gets the belt back at some point, but I think he's better with. He doesn't need the belt at this point. No, I think you give it to him.
He had the year reign.
Yeah.
He had the year reign. You can't have. The other issue with him, if he retains, is like, all right, you're going to go back-to-back champions that have ran it for over a year.
Correct.
And
you got to take them off. Mania is the one that you take them off at.
Yeah.
If you're going to remove, this is it. Everyone's protected here. You have nothing to worry about. So yeah. But I think it's going to be a banger show. I do think The Raw comes. Any secret, anyone coming, any new signings that make their appearance throughout any of the 2 days. Not tonight. Not in this show.
I mean, been rumor about Rusev signing with them. I don't know if he's big enough to be like, oh my God, we brought him back. Or is he better
and put him on Mania? He would be much earlier. I would say the Raw after you bring Rusev out. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Raw. I mean, I feel like more of your debuts are going to be on Raw.
Okay. Any other legend other than I think Stone Cold?
I mean, maybe Taker. I haven't heard from him at all. Taker.
Right. I mean, he does his shows, so he's there.
Yeah. He has his.
Yeah, I mean, he's there, so yeah, he's doing his Dead Man show.
Taker could
show. I don't have any Becky.
Becky could be coming back, but she's said she's taking time off.
She literally said she's taking time off, so I don't think she's coming back.
Right.
Paige
could be one.
Okay.
That'd be. I don't know how much she can wrestle, but like just having her back in the WWE.
Oh, just the spot. Putting the spot out. Yeah. Coming out. Yeah.
I mean, I know Mariah May just left AEW.
Or is in contract disputes at least, so there's that.
I mean, it's weird that they had the whole Trish thing happen and then she just disappeared, because I thought she would have stayed for Mania.
All the way through Mania, right. Agreed.
She did the tag with Tiffany, and then
that was about it. Yeah, that was it.
It was interesting.
So, yeah, I don't see her coming either. So, and there you have it. The hype is real, the stakes are high, and WrestleMania is about to deliver a weekend you won't forget.
From shocking moments to championship shakeups, we're ready for chaos, drama, and maybe even the surprise return or two.
Listen, if the glass shatters, I might run through my office wall. But until then, we'll be watching, reacting, and yelling at our screens like true fans.
Hey, make sure you drop your predictions down below, get snacks, and clear your weekend. This is WrestleMania. Be sure to catch us at twitch.tv/denbrew and twitch.tv/stadia420 Saturday and Sunday night for our WrestleMania watch along. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, peace.